Hello everybody, my name is Junior and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore. And inside of our 1.21 hardcore world, and if you saw in the previous episode, we completed this starter village. And it's all spruced up with trees and foliage and bits and bobs and buildings. And so we are done with this area officially. And we've started to progress over here into this direction with our storage room. And I want to show you this brand new thing I built as well. It's a little front garden. I did a big stone in the middle, got some leaves. Got a little bench as well with some flowers and a big plant pot for there. And then I also added this custom tree, which I'm pretty proud of. I think it looks pretty sick. I'm going to add a lot more of these around in the future. We're coming back into our starter village down by our massive wheat farm that we planted last episode. I also built this little kind of, I forgot what they call it, a wheelbarrow. There we go. And obviously we have a big field. But you may notice there's kind of an island in the middle over there now. There's a little platform, and that's what we're going to be starting with today. And so my vision for this island is it's going to go up to about here, and then we're going to stick 2 trees on it. And it's going to have some details and textures and bits and bobs, and then some plants on top. And it's more for like just a look kind of thing. Because with a little island like this, with a little lake like this, there's not much that you can do except for like, I don't know, maybe add bits and bobs underwater or a boat. But it's too awkward for a boat because no way a boat is fitting through there, or exactly the kind of boat that should fit through here. And that's quite a small area as well, and so I thought an island, it just makes sense, doesn't it? It'll be nice to look at from our house up here. But I gotta go grab some stone because I'm all out. Now that we've got our stone, let's head over onto our island, and you can see the little base we've got, and kind of the idea we're going with the darker shades at the bottom, and then we're going to work it up and get lighter and lighter, and then there'll be a little bit of grass on top. So once I get the texture in, I could just start filling this in like this. So I think I'm going to build up to about here. I think this is high enough. It's a perfect view out to everything. And I've textured there, obviously, little bits and bobs. We got some dirt, some andesite, some stone. I probably could go over the top with texturing, but I don't know if I'll fancy do that with this. But I want to look at it from a distance. Yeah, that's perfect. I think that looks really good. I like that. Nice. Now we're going to chuck some trees on there, some foliage, and I want to chuck some little bits and bobs around the bottom first. So I want to grab some of our brown dye, some of our honeycomb, some of our string, and then I want to make some candles, which I don't remember how to. Oh wait, I think that's the way you do it. So you have to craft it first, and then if we add these two together, boom, we got brown candles. Then I want to grab my green dye, I want to grab my glass, and then I'm going to surround this, and I hope that's enough. We'll find out now. If I turn all this into glass panes, I'm going to do one more, and then I think that should be perfect, like that. And I've only got 7 lily pads, so I kind of want to go grab some more quickly. So I think about a half a stack would be plenty. And then I just want to dot a few of these glass panes around, just like this. And then I'm going to add another level to them. And then I'm going to level them different. So I'm going to add candles to these. And then I'm going to elevate these. Then I'm going to add a candle to this one. I'm going to go up another one. And then I'm going to plop a candle there as well. Also, I want to add some lily pads. So I'm just going to throw them in random directions like that. And then I'm going to dot a few more of these around the island. So I added a few more lily pads here. A few more of these. I can't remember what they're called. Like tall grass underwater things. And then I added more lily pads. And a few more just around. And I think they add a lot more to the actual island itself. And if we step back, yeah, you can see it looks so much nicer already. And now the last bit we have to do is add some foliage up top. And then we're all done. So I think we're going to stick 1 tree here. And then 1 tree by here, I think. And then we'll add some walls to it as well. I think we'll chuck 1 here. And then some coming up like this. And I'm actually going to spend a while working on these trees, because trees are like one of my downsides is that I'm not good at building trees. And so I'm hoping by building more of them, I can get better. And like that, with the help of like a tutorial, there wasn't a step-by-step. It was more of an explanation on trees. It was super helpful, and I think that turned out really great. And so that's what I'm trying to do more and more of now. So let me whip up these trees, we'll chuck some foliage down, and the island will be complete. So now the island is complete, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And if we give a little fly around, so you can see, look at that. Look how cool that looks. I love the trees. And I love the little bits of foliage we've done in patches of blue orchids and lilacs. And I added a fence up here so no mobs spawn, because that would be a little terrifying, a little mob island. And then we got, obviously, I've thrown around some glow lichen as well, just for little bits and bobs, because I don't want mobs standing on these bits. And yeah, I think that is just marvelous how it looks. And I'm going to get a view from up on top of this tree. And yeah, that looks great. I'm super chuffed with that. So for our next upcoming episodes, we're going to be building a lot of farms. And throughout the series, we're going to be needing a lot of farms. And one of the main things, as all redstoners know, is you need slime. And it's kind of difficult and kind of weird to get. And so today, we're going to prep for that, and we're going to build a slime farm. And we're going to build it around this kind of area. I believe this is a nice open flat. Yeah, this is perfect. So we're going to clear out all these trees, and then we're going to have to go collect mats. And I know which farm I'm using, and I'll link it in the description down below. But it uses a lot of stone, or the material I'll be using for it uses a lot of stone. So what I'm going to do is we're going to clear out this area. We're going to flatten it all out. We're going to prep up most of the farm and the materials, and then we'll get to building the rest. So with the area prep now, this is the ladder to go down to the collection point. This is where the slime will get killed, and there'll be a little floating iron golem by here. And then we'll have big walls going all the way around, and then we'll have scaffolding going up 100 blocks. We'll have a little AFK platform up there. I might do something cool with the AFK platform. I don't know yet. The sun is setting, so we're going to go gather our materials, because I need 1,000 smooth stone. And I don't have that on me right now, so I might have to spend a couple days mining away in here and smelting. Yep, that's right, it's that time of the video where I ask you guys to like and subscribe to me, as it supports me in making these videos. So with all the materials gathered now, let's get started on the farm. So with the killing chamber in place, the water obviously flows down into the killing area. And then out there on the outside of the farm, we'll have a ladder going down into the collection system, which is just a simple 2 double chests, and just like that. So now let me add the iron golem. Now with our iron golem in and our border for how big this farm is going to be, I gotta add all the candles in, which I gotta do 3 in every corner like this. And I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And I gotta do this everywhere, and I hope this is the middle. If I go here, 1, 2, 3, and then we gotta light them all up as well, just like this. I'm gonna do this all the way around, and the next step is I have to lift these walls another 4 layers. With the walls in, now all we gotta do is add the roof. So the final step now is building the AFK platform, and it's 100 blocks straight up, and then we got a little glass platform that we're gonna have. So I'm just gonna send this all the way up. Alright, let me see if I can land on this. Come on. I gotta be able to land on this. Otherwise, come on. There we go. Oh, what a pro. I'm such a professional. That was way too easy. Now let's pop our glass here. And then we just surround it all the way around. Like that. And I'll pop a little torch there. And I forgot to actually mob proof the top of this, so we need to add a couple of torches around here. So I'm gonna AFK for about 30 minutes, and I hope the results are good. Let's find out. And while we're AFKing here, we've officially hit day 500. So it's been over 30 minutes now at the farm, and I think it's been working. I hope it's been working. Let me collect my beds, and remember to chuck my elytra on. And let's float on down here. And it's not nosedive, that wouldn't be a good idea. But let's head down the ladder. I can hear one dying right now, I think. But yeah, I can. Should we wait for that one to die? Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna look anyway. Okay, not bad. I've got to take the dirt out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nearly 7 stacks of slime. Now that is going to be plenty, I reckon. For now. For wherever we need now. And obviously in the future, we can always come back. So, since the last clip, we did a live stream on this world. And you may notice a couple of things already have changed. And there's a big old tree by there that we added. And then, if I come around here, let me show you. There's now a little green frog. That's right, we spent about an hour and a half trying to get this dude. We had to find an ice biome. And then we had to wait for ages for him to grow up from a tadpole. So that was fun. And then we had to bring him back on a boat. I also added this armor trim. It is the coast armor trim. So I've added that to all of my gear, as you can see there, and I think it looks pretty cool. We did some random exploring, got some random bits of loot, and that was about everything we did in the stream. But we also collected a shulker box with these materials by here, And these are road materials, and we're going to carry on this road now, and we're going to connect it from here all the way to our sugarcane farm. So now with the sides of the roads in and the center marks, we can add in our deep slate, and this part of the road will be complete. Right, and there we go. The road is now officially filled in and connected all up to our sugarcane farm. And I think it looks even more like a city now, and it's coming along very nicely. And for like 2 episodes, I've forgotten to come over to our little update board. And just looking at it quickly, I realized there's a couple of things we can knock off here. So let's get rid of Creeper Farm and Sugarcane Farm. And I want to add one thing, and then we're going to leave this board, and then once we complete it, we're going to get rid of it, because I feel like I'm spoiling certain things for you now, and I'm going to start keeping secrets. So all we're going to do now is get max enchants, villagers, mushroom block farm, and kill wither. Pretty cool things. And then this is just a random one that I've been wanting to do for a little while. But none of this is getting done today, and we can leave it now. But what I want to do next is I actually want to connect the road from our cow farm all the way down to our little bee factory. So we're going to have a road that runs all the way through, and it'll connect up to there. I got to go collect a few more materials because we're low on coal deep slate. We're low on white concrete, and we haven't got a lot of smooth stone slab either. With the roads now in place, I think I went a little overkill, as you may see. I'm going to do some explaining for you all on how this layout is kind of formatted in my brain, and the system I have in my brain. Let me show you. So obviously these are supposed to be like loading bays, and so we drop off the honey in here. And this is supposed to be where you can like turn around and drive up and down this way. Then coming through here, obviously a big long road, but with multiple turnoffs into the city. This is a car park. This is kind of the entrance to our city. We'll be reworking this whole area in the future for sure. Trust me. I got some big plans for this whole area for a really nice grand entrance to the city itself. But I thought I'd add some foliage and some greenery in here just to add some color, because it gets pretty plain with all the grey. And then this road goes up here, and these are sort of like crossings, and that's the best I could do for them. I think they work out pretty well. So you come up here, and then we got 4-way junction. You go this way, all that way. So we'll be extending these in the future as well, and that's cool. We got another one of these crossings. We go past the sugarcane farm, and then you see this opposite the Tropic Club. This I'll show you in the future. This is a big build, or I say big build. It fills up a kind of big area, but it's quite a small building. But you enter there and you come out there. There's a couple of things it could be. I wonder if you can guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the roads for now. We won't be on roads for a while, but this is plenty for all we need. Now, next up, what I want to do today is build a moss farm. And that is the most important thing that I want to do today. And I want to add it here in the city, right next to the sugarcane farm. We're going to fill in as many farms as we can, while also adding normal buildings with normal interiors. Now, this moss farm isn't going to have an interior. It's just going to be strip farm, but it's going to have a really cool exterior. I can promise you that. So I'm going to go get the materials real quick for the farm. We're going to build that, and then we're going to get the materials for the building outside of it, and then we're going to build that. So let's start with the redstone. So we got the floor plan dug out in here, and we've got our materials just for the farm itself, not for the actual build around it. But obviously we're going to get the moss farm done first. And then we're going to cover it up. We're going to let it run while we cover it up so it can build up and get some goodies for us. Now this is what the start of it looks like. And this is the floor we're going to have. And these are just outside decorations, the moss parts are. And so, you know how redstone can be really fun for a noob? Well, I'm just going to do that part really quickly. And then I'll come back when the farm's done. How about that? I think that's the best idea. Just for the sake of me being embarrassed by my level of redstone knowledge. And not really, it's gonna take an embarrassing amount of time, okay? So just bear with me. So with the farm built, here's what it looks like. It looks confusing to me, but if you know redstone, then you might have a better understanding than I do. Now all we gotta do is go over to this dispenser by here, throw in our bone meal, and then I'm hoping if we flick this lever, it should start working. Alright, let me see. Is it pushing out? Hold on, let me go into cheaty cam. It's working. Look, it's producing the moss, and it's pushing it, and it's going into the chests, and it's composting. Okay, so we are actually collecting moss. That's amazing. We are also getting the azalea bushes, or whatever they call them, the carpet, and we're getting a lot of wheat seeds as well. Now, I'm not smart enough to put auto sorters on this, so I'm going to leave it as it is. But the way it works is it creates the moss, it breaks it, it pushes it down, and then it goes into storage, or it goes into these two composters. And what these two composters do is they go into here, they make bone meal, and then they refill the machine. So as you can see, there's bone meal being produced in there, and that bone meal goes back into where we just put our input in. So over time, it'll gradually get us the way back, and I don't know if it's self-sustaining. I'm really not sure, but we'll have to just wait and see how it goes. So I'm probably going to let this run now. I'm going to go get the rest of the materials, and then we'll do a little replay of us covering this up. So the materials are gathered, and the last material I need is actually this door, but it's taking forever to oxidize, and so I'm going to wait for that while we build this. We use one shulker, use two shulkers. See, it's not too much. It should be decent to build this, but I actually had to turn the farm off because of how much it was producing. Look at this chest. Look at this chest. This one, this one, this one, that one. These, look at that one. Boom, that one's empty. And this is still composting, which is also refueling this still. It is insane. I'm probably going to get rid of all these seeds. Probably going to get rid of the carpet. Might get rid of the azaleas, and then only keep the flowering azalea. But we're never going to need moss blocks ever again. But let's jump into a time lapse of us covering this build up. So here is the build complete in its final form, looking really good. And as you can see, there's some glow lichen I've added up there just to stop some mobs from spawning in. And if I fly up on the roof, I've done some connecting of some of these like power generator grate kind of things. I've actually forgotten to link these two up, which is oops. So I'll link these up, but you get the gist of it. We got some fancy industrial things that look like it's powering the building and all that shenanigans. But as you can see, it looks pretty cool. We got some flowers in the front, and I've blocked the windows up, but I've added a lot of color. And the only window you can see through is that one up there, which you can see the farm functioning if we turn it on. Then around this side, I've added more. And it's kind of like, because there's going to be something here that you can see that a bit decorated. This is kind of just normal. This trapdoor is like ventilation / you can see the farm functioning. And that block pushes out, so I couldn't put a block there, so I just chucked the trapdoor over it. This wall is empty because we're going to stick a build right next to it, connecting. And then coming through the front door is the farm. As you can see, it's been functioning, and I've organized it all, and we don't need to run this farm for a long time. Let me show you. This one has a flower and azalea for half of it, and all the hoppers are full, so that's amazing. This has bone meal, this has bone meal, this has bone meal. There's a lot of bone meal. Oh, we could just run it if we wanted for a bone meal farm. It might cause a bit of lag because there's a build up that just sits here in front of these two composters, waiting for all the items to go into the hoppers. But it's still good for bone meal that we can use for other farms where I don't feel like killing skeletons. I did build this little moss staircase as well, because I don't really know what to do for an interior. It's such an awkward space because you got these windows that stick out. You got the farm sticking out everywhere with one wide walls or no wall at all. But yeah, all in all, it works perfectly great, and I'm really excited to use all this moss in the future. Well, that's going to be it from me today, guys. If you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description down below. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye now.